Why our life course changes every 7 years. Every human being changes every 7 years. Like the changing seasons, we go through different phases in our life. Like a line that starts at our birth and ends at death, it takes 7 years for this line to become a circle. This circle is divided into 10 parts. The first cycle, from 0 to 7 years. During the first 7 years, a child is completely devoted to himself. The whole world revolves around him or her as if all the people in the family are ready to please him. And if that does not happen, the child gets very angry. He is a perfect egoist, completely satisfied with himself and living constantly in a state of self-satisfaction where everyone is here to please him. Second cycle, age 7 to 14. After 7 years, a child is no longer devoted only to himself and asks many questions about the outside world. He drives his parents crazy with many questions and enjoys many strange activities. He becomes a philosopher or a scientist who wants to know the truth. Oh, that's fireworks. Somebody's getting married and they're lighting fireworks. So, he destroys a toy to find out how it works, or kills an insect to find out what's inside. Interested in others as long as they are of the same sex. Psychologists call this period a stage they go through. A third cycle from age 14 to 21. After 14, interests in the opposite sex have developed, and the reason is heterosexual reasons. This heterosexual season, a girl-boy think about relations and has dreams and fantasies, thus opens the way to love as a child finally makes his entrance into the world. This is ages 14 to 21. Fourth cycle, age 21 to 28. By 21, if everything has developed normally, a man-woman changes his attitude to things other than love and has ambitions and aims for goods and success. He's attracted by power and prestige and strives to achieve them. Fifth cycle, 28 years to 35 years of age. At 28, we finally realize that we will not be able to get what we want. We learn that some of our desires are unlikely to be achieved and we choose something else. We will choose comfort and safety over the pursuit of ambition. It is the point where we stop being careless, quote unquote. We start to think about our savings, that we need to buy a house and eventually get rehabilitated. Sixth cycle, age 35 to 42. At 35, our energy reaches its peak. Half the cycle of our life is complete and everything starts to decline from that point. We exclude anything that could disturb our way of life and start believing in traditions and religion. By living in the past, we conform and we stop fearing the rules and desires, discipline, and persistence. Seventh cycle, age 42 to 49 years of age. From the age of 42, we start to have mental and physical disorders. Our hair turns gray and begins to fall. Our skin wrinkles. This marks the beginning of the decline, and we take religion quite seriously. We feel the need to surrender to something divine and supreme. Unless you have a problem with your age and you don't want to accept the fact. Now, eighth cycle, age 49 to 56 years of age. This cycle marks a period of sexual decline. This makes one feel guilty, as society expects an active sex role, and thus one believes that one does not have all the characteristics that society expects of one. Ninth cycle, 56 to 63 years of age. From 56, we start to lose interest in other things again and focus on ourselves. We think that by withdrawing from the world, we will discover eternal truth. We become what we were as children, but this time we're enriched internally with knowledge and experience. We also begin to think about death, hoping to meet it calmly and peacefully. And the 10th cycle, from 63 to the last years. At 70, we should be prepared for leaving this earth, just as a fetus takes 9 months to develop. In the womb, we also become aware of the presence of death 9 months before it comes. It now enters the womb within us. Indians refer to this as the garba, which is symbolic. They refer to the divinity that dwells within us eternally. This is the natural cycle of life. This is from awakening.gr, and I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Of course, I have to leave my comment here. The purpose of life is to be joined with divine union with our Lord God, and hopefully we will get there. Now there's nothing wrong with us. Each one of us has never had a replication of what we are. In 13.5 billion years, we are the only miracle. We are each different, and we are all special in the eyes of God. Now, hopefully that is our purpose, to be in divine union with our Lord Jesus Christ, God. And this is exactly what, for example, Adam and Eve were when they were in union with God. And they had the divine light on them. They were filled with the divine light of God. They didn't even know that they were not dressed. Okay? When they lost that divine light because of sin, they realized they were not dressed, and they had to go and find leaves to cover themselves. So anyway, that's the purpose of life, is to be joined to in divine union with God. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.